Huh. Guess this must be the year that pony conventions get a new hotel venue. However this is, it's gotta be an excellent year. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another year of Con Vlogs. I am, as always, the Ferb Guy, and this year I am excited because not only am I going to one con this year, I am going to two. Yep, two. I am going to Everfree Northwest, and I'm also going to BronyCon, two of the shortest drives that will be in the history of anything, because both these cons are legitimately about an hour or so away from my house, exactly, which is actually kind of amusing. But basically, the plan is legitimately, Everfree Northwest is, of course, you know, my hometown convention, but also to the fact is that BronyCon has been on my mind for a little while. I've been wanting to go to this con for quite some time now, and you know, I've had a couple of these like BronyCon-esque flyers in my of these BronyCon, you know, style flyers. I have one of the Changeling ones, and I have the BronyCon World's Fair ones. I don't know where I put the Changeling style one, but you get my idea. Where I live, it's legitimately BronyCon's a 2-hour drive, but I'll probably explain that in the next list of vlogs. But I'm here to talk to you today about some of the new changes that are going to be done within today's vlogs, alright? Now, you may not notice this right now, but literally, I'm on a new platform. Yep, a new platform. Although I'll still be using Sony Vegas Pro to be editing my videos on, I'm actually on a new software. What is that software, you may ask? Well, if you took a look at the box in the background a few seconds ago, I'm actually on an editing software that, legitimately, if you follow Red Card on his vlog trip, he's actually been using this software. And that software is CyberLink Power Director. I've been experimenting with the software for a little bit, and it seems like this software seems like something I could use to try to experiment a little bit, because this kind of thing, like, you can pull up some certain things that almost are like on the levels of Adobe Premiere, like somewhere near like the experience of Adobe Premiere-like levels. Want me to show you? Okay. Here we are. CyberLink Power Director. Let's see, what could I bring up that's inside the video here? How about my title here? There we go. That'll be showing up right about here. It'll say whatever the username is and what their title is. Kind of the same way Red Card is. And probably, if I could, maybe I might add a little corner here to make sure nobody steals the video. But even then, nobody would ever steal a video like this, because of just the quality of this thing. But also, There'll also be music cues, like, play a little bit of something in the background here, which will probably cause a musical cue to go up here. Yep, there we go. As you notice, there's a little musical track trigger here. That's to symbolize a music track going on, playing in the background here, which will legitimately identify the song that I obviously have on my desktop here. But, of course, obviously, it'll symbolize songs, so you won't, try to ask me in the comments what song I used, or I will have to put it in the description or whatever. So, for example, I use, per se, the King of Rock and Roll from Viva La Bam, which, if many of you know that show, then congrats to you. Then that song's identification will appear right here on the bottom of the screen here. Now, I'm not on the levels of red card, so I can't make that little, identification screen at the top right or top left or wherever appear on the corners. Heck, I can't even make it appear on the symbols or whatever that I just made it appear on earlier. That's just to show that I can at least... where do I even begin with this? That at least I'm trying to learn the ins and outs of this software. That I'm trying to learn this. I'm not a pro at this. I still know Sony Vegas. I still know Movie Studio. I know the ins and outs of this. Or at least the ins and outs of Sony. Because it's my main software. I've used it for so many years. I've used it since high school. I've used it as the main editing tool of my movie reviews, which I will announce to you, by the way, you can actually see just about every one of those episodes on Zipcast. Just check the link in the description below and you can check those out. But enough dilly-dallying, let me talk to you about the progress. So, of course, Everfree Northwest is on the way, and... literally, I'm excited for this here convention. So, I have so much to go on about Everfree Northwest. But there's also a couple of problems as well. I'll print this out alongside the con book as I usually do. But here's what we got going on here. There may be some other panels I might attend, maybe a few panels I might record as well. Like, I know I may want to record a dramatic reading panel, which, if we check the description to that, there's obviously Dapperjack, but who knows who else might be there. To some of you who may be wondering, no, there isn't going to be like a release or whatever of the whole episode of Swarm of the Century as read by the community guest. Though that would be a little bit hilarious, seeing like an impression of Solid Snake being read by Twilight being read by Solid Snake. But I will be there to probably record like a panel or two, because I'll need to ask Magpie about recording the Pinky Tales panel. Because last year I recorded her, what was it? Her, I'm blanking here, remind me again, what was it? Yeah, that was it. So, I recorded her panel, and, yeah, I edited a fair bit of it, and then she basically legitimately uploaded it onto her page. So on my vlogs playlist, if you take a look at that real closely, you can actually see that playlist have her panel recording, which has my ugly mug, which is basically like this and cross-shot like this in her video. But also to the fact is I gotta figure out a lot of these like conflict issues, especially with some of the panels or whatever, because I do intend to record a couple of things. Because I gotta be there for the cosplay contest, but I also gotta be there for the PMV contest to see how everything goes. Because I do have a PMV, must I remind you. Because if you forgot the state-of-the-art PMV, then we all are forgetful, but I gotta head down there to see... I gotta head down there for prejudging, because if you don't make it to the prejudging, you're not in the contest, from what I heard. But whatever. Which, to my cosplay, it's gotta be in the prejudging, from what I heard, in order to qualify for the contest. But after that, it seems to be fine, except for the photo shoot. Which I gotta attend Pony Stock and then head to Selfie Pony's blistered panel, which is a fancy suit Denny's. But then after that, everything seems to be peaceful. But there's also a couple of things. Many of you have actually been, well, actually not a whole heck of a lot of you have been wondering, but I'm actually thinking about recording panels with 2 cameras, because one of the features of PowerDirector 14 PowerDirector is the ability to edit videos with multiple cameras. Yep, the ability to edit with multiple cameras. So, let's say I record one angle of the house. Let's say I record one angle of the panel. Like I record from that corner over there, and I'm recording from over here. I could basically have a simultaneous panel or whatever. I can make the video sync up from this audio to this one over here, or at least the videos can, so that they'll both sync together in perfect harmony, so that I can cut back between both the crowd and then the panelists. So that's one way to put it together. So one way I'm recording, the crowd's reaction, and then another moment I'm recording the panelists. I'll have to ask Magpie if she's alright with this, but I'll also have to ask the other panelists, since a lot of the other people are backing down from recording panels, which is a complete another bummer that not a lot of people are recording panels anymore. But again, it seems to be like this, everyone's just like, but it's the same dull, boring thing. But that same dull, boring thing, sometimes it can produce some absolute hilarious results, which in turn can make some legit results, which is what I'm going to do with these 2 cameras, the one you're watching in and the one I'm going to record panels with, which is also going to act as the backup in case the battery dies on this, because I don't have a spare battery for this thing. So I'm going to bring that camera, but also I'm going to bring the tripod that's sitting on the floor there. But of course, I also been working on the cosplay for a fair amount of the time. So, but there's been a couple of flaws. So while behind the scenes, while I've been watching a few of the episodes, things, believe it or not, have been legitimately trying to fall apart. What do I mean by that is, the thing is, I don't know what it is. It's trying to kill itself. But also, there's been times where we haven't been able to get the thing to work. Let me explain a few things on that. So, this is part of the device, the gun and everything. So, I've had the bell, I've had the device screwed in, which part of this will go into the backpack. And the problem is this is meant to, it's at the other end, I think, was meant to go into here, but the problem is, this end, oh, shouldn't move that, this end is meant to be, like, I forget what it was, but that end is meant to go in there, not the other way around. But the problem is that when I screwed the thing on, that whole top fell off after I recorded the the con vlog intro that you just saw, like, I don't know, 15 minutes ago. And the problem is, the bell fell off of the thing, and we have to, like, re-glue the thing on, which, pray to everyone that this thing doesn't fall off when I'm at Everfree Northwest, and by the time we have, like, some way of securing it on the backpack, without, again, this thing falling off. And this is going to be, like, one tough project. I swear, next time if I do something more simpler, it ain't going to be something complicated as this. I'll have to figure out what's a more simpler one to do. I mean, Daft Rarity's like one of the ones I've been thinking about for so many years, but I don't know. It's like the helmet's expensive, but also trying to create a jumpsuit for that thing is going to be a tough task at hand. So that's going to be something. But also is trying to make a dragon suit. What I mean by that, put the screen up, Cambot. I'll show you what I mean by that. Yeah, but basically, Japan has like this interest in, you know, MLP suiting, but legitimately their difference in creating suits is quite different from the way we do it here in the United States. Their design is, like, they have a difference in dragon suit creating, and it's kind of hard to say that. It's actually kind of it's kind of fascinating how they do dragon suit. I mean, that Ember suit is fascinating. It's created out of PVC, and it kind of looks shiny in a sort of interesting fashion type of way, and yeah, it fascinates me. But so does MLP fursuiting, but I'm not going to get into that. Maybe. But, we got a few days until Everfree Northwest happens, and Thursday we head to the con, which, speaking of which, I'm probably going to head there late, because my dad has work, and we don't know when we're leaving. The scheduling, we still gotta work on, so at least we got that much out of the way. So, pretty much, we get the cosplay done, put the finishing touches, prepare for Everfree Northwest, pray that it doesn't break on us during the weekend, and all balls well that ends well. And next year, I pray that we get a better, like, cosplay that doesn't break on us by next year. But, yeah, I hope you overall enjoy this year's con vlogs for both Everfree and BronyCan, and see you guys for the next vlog. Take care.